Folks, thanks for joining us today. My name's John Dubas with Premier Marketing, and we'll be spending the next 50 minutes or so discussing how ancillary product through Ameritas's portfolio can help you drive your growth throughout the year. I know that might be a little bit of a quaint title in a manner of speaking, but the purpose of this is to emphasize the fact that there are shortfalls in different coverages. We have a great partner in which to complete the coverage of our folks, but it gives us a marketing advantage throughout the year as well. So we're anticipating today's presentation with a great anticipation, I guess I should say. So today's presentation is being recorded, and it will be posted on our website at premiersmi.com and on our YouTube channel as well. We'll attempt to make certain that everybody that has interest in today's presentation has an opportunity to view it through a link we send you as well. So you have a chance for review. You'll notice in this system that there's a section for both questions and for chat. We ask that you put your information, your questions in the questions box so we can handle them for you. And while we normally do handle most inquiries through the course of the presentation, we want to make certain that we get you the detail that you need to put your arms around this opportunity. As a bit of level set as well, I notice some of the folks on the call know us very well, some don't. So level set about Premier Marketing itself. We're a national marketing organization that's founded in 1968, licensed in all 50 states. We're part of the Integrity Marketing Platform with offices across the country, and we work as an insurance wholesaler through independent insurance agents and agencies such as yourself, and offer contracts at the highest possible commission levels with recruiting contracts available to those who qualify. We approach the market with a full portfolio of product. So in the Medicare programs, we have the Medicare Advantage, Med Sup, and PDP programs, but we also offer the life insurance and annuity products, final expense life insurance, pre-need plans, long and short-term care programs, disability income plans, and the ancillary benefits like what we discussed today that include the dental, vision, hearing products, critical illness cancer plans, hospital indemnity, accident plans. We even rolled out a telehealth program earlier this year. That Medicare Advantage portfolio has the national carriers there for you and many of the strong regional players in your market. And that same philosophy carries over into the standalone prescription drug programs where these are all available to you through our organization. When we look at MedSup's broad portfolio of products, great programs in play to help you be successful, because we feel that when you approach the Medicare market particularly, you need to look across the spectrum of the needs of our beneficiaries, and that includes income, what they can afford, and how it best fits their situation. When we look at ancillary product, in each of those categories, you have the national leaders that are available to you, including today's guest, who's going to speak to us from Ameritas with the dental, vision, hearing programs and systems and all the lovely things that they offer that can make us successful in this space. Because when we look at Medicare, obviously it's a burgeoning market. You hear the silver tsunami, the aging of the baby boomers, one every 10 seconds, 10,000 people a day. But if you looked at it based just on age, we're a little off because, well, circumstances here lately have changed when people do retire. And because Social Security, to get full benefits for many folks now is up to 67 years old, you'll find people at age 65 continuing to work for one reason or another and working the system later. And so because of that, we need to make certain that we address the needs of those folks, because if they have coverage elsewhere, our programs today can still help them and can help the folks that are on Medicare because of disability, at 15% of the population that's under the age of 65 and needs our help because they have chronic conditions. The entire population, 2/3 of it, has 3+ chronic conditions. You have challenges with income and savings, and so we want to make certain that we're able to cover them whatever their choice may be, because they don't have to do anything. They can even decline to Part B if they want to. Thankfully, most don't. Some will self-insure for the medical portion and the drug portion, very small percentage. Some will pick up a standalone Part D to cover the drugs. Some will go to make certain that they cover the medical portion as well through a standardized, modernized Medicare supplement and add on that PDP, or bundle things together in the Medicare Advantage Part C programs. Each of these categories, today's topic, these programs can help them regardless of what their base choice is. And there are reasons for them to do so, because they're doing kind of an even split when they first come on Medicare between Medicare Advantage and MedSup. While some Medicare Advantage programs do have some dental, most MedSups don't. There might be a discount program or something there. So we want to make certain that we're accommodating the full need of our population, even those that stay on original Medicare because they're a dual beneficiary. They have Medicare and Medicaid. They might have a retirement program. They might be accessing care through the VA, or they may be self-insuring. We want to make certain we can take care of the needs regardless of their choices. And sometimes in order to do so effectively, we've got to be able to communicate, obviously. And so one of the things that you'll have available is a link to an acronym guide that helps people walk through the SEP, AEP, MOUSE things that they encounter in our part of the world when we deal with Medicare. It's a big deal in many cases when we talk to ancillary benefits, because it's all part of an endemic problem of the population as a whole. Kaiser tells us, Kaiser Family Foundation tells us the majority of people on Medicare don't review or compare their coverages annually. And our approach through these types of programs can help aid in that discussion, because the folks are having some challenges understanding what's coming on, and it's sometimes the most vulnerable part of our population that we need to look at. And even the folks that are doing some examination, they need someone to help translate what is going on. So our outreach, one way or another, is going to help them, because they're not even using the government site. The Medicare.gov and Plan Finder, neat little resource, had some challenge over the last couple of years, but folks aren't using that information, be it the book they get mailed every year electronically or by the postal service. They aren't using the apps. They aren't even accessing some of the information on the internet. So that reinforces the need for us as independent agents to go in and make certain that they're aware of what Medicare does and doesn't cover and how we're able to address it. So you've got page 49 in the Medicare and You book that goes through, and it speaks to the fact that, gee, two of these categories are straight up covered by one product that we can offer. You got some basics that Medicare covers, but most of the people don't have dental coverage, and they don't access care because they feel they can't afford it. And our guest today will give us some detail too on how dentists are actually one of the sources of finding out some of the needs for people on their health side. If we're restricting people accessing this care, not consciously, but because of economics, we're putting additional strain on our systems across the board when it comes to taking care of people. We've also got to be able to deliver this information in a manner in which is deliverable, if that makes sense. The old days, we used to mail out packets of information like we didn't worry about Oregon being deforested. This situation that we have, when you partner with a carrier that has systems that allows you to pivot from a face-to-face type of approach or do things virtually. Let's face it, many people that are agents are virtual now. They're not seeing a lot of people face-to-face. And with some of the challenges that we've had in the world today, that may continue to even a greater degree. So we want to make certain that we're able to take that electronic savvy that these folks, our population's been trained on. Face it, doctor visits have been virtual, specialist visits have been virtual, pre-work for hospitals have been done in this fashion. Same thing with dentists and even churches and synagogues or other faith-based organizations. So the folks that we visit with are much more receptive to receiving our information in this fashion. And we're going to see that continue, of course, because that's the way of the world. What we also have when we sell additional product is that increased retention. So the more product that we have in a house, no matter what we start with, and surveys say it doesn't all have to be with the same company, it just has to be with the same agent. It grows that retention, and so your renewals stay steadier. We don't see some of the peaks and valleys as well. So today, we've asked our friends at Ameritas to come on and give us an overview on some of the programs. And we have the pleasure of having Mr. Taylor Davis. He's the Regional Managing Director for Ameritas, based out of Oklahoma, to come on and give us some detail about their programs. So Taylor, I am turning it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate, goodness gracious, all the good insight with regards to Medicare and ancillary products and pairing products together, retention, all that kind of stuff. Awesome information. You do a great job. And thanks everyone for jumping on here, taking time out of your busy schedule to learn a little bit more about Ameritas. And not only, our product, how we stand out from the pack through our no waiting periods, next day effective dates, largest network in the industry, but also as John already alluded to, why dental and vision is so important to add to your product portfolio. I love going over that. I know this is a product-based webinar, but I also want to give a lot of good information with regards to why is dental and vision important? Why should you be offering it to every client? So we're going to be going over that as well. And that's kind of where I start off of with my presentations. I'd like to hone in on dental and vision in general. Maybe you are new to the industry. Maybe you just don't really offer dental and vision that often. Maybe you're offering Medicare Advantage mostly. Maybe a lot of your clients have Medicare Advantage that might have a little bit of dental on it. Great thing here at Ameritas, we do not coordinate benefits. So you can, tag both of them next to each other, and we'll always pay as the primary insurance company. So there's a lot of cool things there as well. But really, I just want to talk about dental and vision, why you should bring it up. And one of the questions I get all the time is, what are your top agents doing in the dental and vision space? How are they bringing it up? What's their talk track? What's their marketing strategy when they bring up dental and vision? And to be honest with you, the agents out there who are writing, let's call it 20 apps a week, tell me the same story every time. They say, Taylor, all I'm doing is I'm bringing it up, right? I mean, dental and vision, the client understands it, they get it, especially with our product simplicity. We've tried to mirror the group side as much as possible so they can really easily understand that transition from possibly a group dental to an individual dental. As we all know, when it comes to going from group to individual or whatever it is, healthcare to Medicare, all that kind of stuff can get a little murky when you are talking about those two different things. So we here at Ameritas try to keep that simple on the dental and vision side, because there's a whole lot of other things that you guys have to talk to with those clients as well. So the number one thing about dental and vision, not the number one of the top things for an agent is referrals. And you might be wondering, how is dental and vision really probably the top product out there for referral based? The reason for that is, especially here at Ameritas, we have no waiting periods, next day effective dates. A client is purchasing an ancillary dental and vision product to use it, right? They're not crossing their fingers hoping that they don't use it. They're purchasing it to use it. And here at Ameritas, we want to provide that economic value as soon as possible so they can go as soon as tomorrow and seek that dental care. They're going to be talking about that. I'll show you a great illustration here in just a little bit, how our product plays a part and how much money they can save. That referral base, they're going to be talking about that because, again, they're going to use it. They're purchasing dental and vision to use it. They're going to be talking about that. I had one agent, John, I think I had this conversation or I talked about this in our previous webinar, but there was an agent pre-COVID, and this happens all the time. But he was sitting at Costco, and the table next to him was a group of retirees talking about insurance. And it was almost, they were all bragging about how much money they've saved through different products. And he was sitting there just listening to them talk about it. And it really brought up a good point, especially for him. And when he mentioned dental and vision, and he does write Ameritas Dental and Vision, he said, well, I hope I am being talked about, Mr. Agent or Mrs. Agent saved me X amount of dollars. I hope my clients are sitting at the Costco table talking about that. And they will be, because dental and vision is a product that they're going to be using, right? It's not going to sit on the shelf and hope to not use it. They are going to use that, especially next day. Persistency, John alluded to it already. The more products you have with that client, the better persistency you're going to have, the better referral base you're going to have with that client, right? The thing that always happens is during AEP, open enrollment, you're talking to a client, you sign them up on Medicare or some other health, either maybe you're under 65 as well, ACA, whatever it might be. If you just have one product with them, well, in 6 months, when another agent calls them and says, hey, I can set you up on this plan and that plan and have all these different benefits, well, they're going to not really think twice about, well, I have this agent. You only have one product with them. The more products you have, that better retention ratio is going to happen, right? They're going to think, no, I need to call my agent who has multiple products with me before I talk to anyone else. And that's where, again, that's where your expertise comes in. Adding value to your clients' lives. We want to add value to your clients' lives phase one. With no waiting periods, next day effective dates, really that's what insurance is for. It's adding value to your client's life. And that's what dental and vision does. We want to add to your reputation. We want to grow your business and grow your commissions as well. So switching gears from, why dental and vision, why it's important to offer in your product portfolio, to switching gears to why is Ameritas? Why, out of, the carriers out there, why does Ameritas stand out from the pack? Well, here at Ameritas, we are dental and vision focused. We don't have a med sup product, Medicare Advantage plan. Our 90% of our business is dental and vision. And that says something, especially when, you hone in on an ancillary product. We know the ins and outs of the products. We do a lot of research. We dial into every year what kind of plans we want. What is our agent saying? What are our customers saying that, hey, we would love to see this on the product, or we love how you do this, keep it, right? So we get a lot of expertise, a lot of feedback from these plans. And a lot of the times with different carriers out there that might truly just be an ancillary plan form that they just off to the side saying, yeah, we'll get to dental and vision when we, get through our other products. Here at Ameritas, that is our focus. We wake up every day thinking about dental and vision. So we focus on really three things when we launch new plans. Here at Ameritas, we just launched 3 new plans July 28th of this year. You'll see some great new features on those plans. But there's 3 things that we look at when we do launch new plans. One, we want to continue to add to the economic value. We want to continue to add to the no waiting periods, next day effective dates, large network, all that kind of stuff. We want to add things like LASIK, teeth whitening, hearing benefits, increasing maximums, all those kind of things we want to continue to build off of. Second thing is we focus on product simplicity. Like I mentioned before, we want to have a product that almost mirrors that group side as much as we can so they understand. So it's not a 45-minute to an hour conversation of going over dental and vision. We want that client to understand it. We want them to be like, oh yeah, that's pretty much what I had when I was, working for X company, or that's usually what I had at a different company. They want to understand it. So that's what we try to do with the product simplicity. Next thing is ease of enrollment. That, and again, John already talked about it a little bit, but when it comes to today's world of, enrolling a client, whether that's over Zoom or maybe they're enrolling themselves, that needs to be simple process. Here at Ameritas, once you do get contracted with us, you receive a personalized hyperlink. That personalized hyperlink is uniquely tied to you. So you can send that hyperlink off to all 10,000 of your clients and they can enroll themselves. You could be on a Zoom call and help them. It's very, very simple. It takes like 3 to 5 minutes. Really depends on how fast you or that client can type. It's how fast they can enroll. There's no social security number. There's no e-signature. There's none of that kind of stuff that usually takes a long time for a client to go through. The next thing is network, right? We always have a great network. We always want to build upon our network. And I'll show you guys here just a little bit, what our growth looks like with our network. We have the largest network in the industry. So I'll go more in depth on that one here in just a little bit. Nationwide coverage, that's the next thing, right? We want member flexibility, but we also want agent flexibility, meaning, we don't want you to have to think, okay, well, I have this hyperlink, but my agent's in a state that, or some of my clients aren't in a state that this product's in. That's not the case here at Ameritas. You can send that hyperlink off to anyone and everyone because we are in all 50 states. So you don't have to think about pivoting to different plans, different products, because here at Ameritas, we are in all 50 states. You'll see we do have some state specifics, of course. And then also we have some very small state specifics in those light blue states. And then the dark blue states are just our normal products that we have. If you do sell a lot in those gray states, feel free to reach out to us. We'll go over those plans. Most of them are just on our previous plan, PrimeStar Protect. If you've been with us before, PrimeStar Protect is just our old product. Those states remained on that product just because we haven't got that approval yet for those states. But primarily, there's 44 states that are on our new plan. And there's about 4, 5, 6 of them that have some state specifics, not big ones at all. PrimeStar Total, again, these are the 3 new plans we launched on July 28th of this year. Super excited about these plans, very out of the box thinking. Again, we did a lot of research. We heard from the members, we heard from the agents on things that they'd like to see with a dental plan. For PrimeStar Total, we actually have increasing maximums. So maximum day 1 is $2,000. That increases to $2,500 in year 2. We also have a new feature called Preventive Plus. What Preventive Plus means is preventative services do not go towards the max benefit. So we cover preventative 100% day 1. So your client goes in tomorrow, they get a cleaning. Let's say that cleaning costs $150. That $150 normally goes towards that maximum benefit. Here at Ameritas, it does not. So that $2,000 annual benefit day 1, just for basic and major. $2,500 just for basic and major. Preventative services do not go towards the max benefit. In Florida, if you do sell in Florida, Preventive Plus is not in the state of Florida. Deductible, $0 for preventative, $50 for basic and major. Again, preventative services are covered at 100% day 1. Basic is covered at 80% day 1. That's a big increase from what we previously had. Major is covered at 20% day 1. In year 2, those two jump up to 90% for basic. Major jumps to 50% in year 2. We also have a hearing aid benefit on this plan. Again, these are just built in. These aren't add-ons. These are all built into the plan. Annual hearing exam benefit is $75. Hearing aid benefit per ear is $200 day 1, $300 year 2, and $400 in year 3. So with this plan, PrimeStar Total, it's probably more geared towards that senior population. All of our plans are 18 and older. So if you are talking to a 35-year-old who wants this plan, that's perfect. And we also have no max age. So if you're talking to a 120-year-old who wants this plan, they can have it as well. So again, it's 18 and older, but with PrimeStar Total, we've kind of geared it more towards that senior population with the hearing benefit, with the higher maximum benefit, with that high basic. Those kind of things might play a part for that senior market. PrimeStar Access is our next plan that we launched on July 28th. This plan right here also has increasing maximum benefits. Starts at $1,000 day 1, jumps up to $2,000 in year 2. Preventive Plus is covered with this plan as well. Again, preventative services do not go towards the max benefit. We will pay 100%, but it does not go towards the client's maximum benefit. It's a really, really cool feature. Deductible, same thing as PrimeStar Total, $0 for preventative, $50 for basic and major. Preventative services are covered 100% day 1. You also see out-of-network services as well. If they do go out-of-network with the PrimeStar Access plan, the co-insurances do change. Here's one of those examples where we get feedback from clients. One of our clients and agents, our top product in the past has been PrimeStar Protect Network. That's our old plan. And that's pretty much this plan, just we've added on enhancements. So PrimeStar Protect Network co-insurance has changed, but that allows that plan to be a little bit cheaper. If not a lot of our claims are in network, so that doesn't really pay, a whole lot of attention to it. But if they do go out of the network, just know that those co-insurance with PrimeStar Access do go down a little bit. So basic is covered at 65% day 1, jumps to 80% in year 2. Major is covered at 20% day 1, jumps to 50% in year 2. We also have child ortho on this plan, covered at 15% day 1, jumps up to 50% in year 2. It's $1,000 lifetime maximum per person. And then we also added LASIK onto this plan. A little bit out of the box, having LASIK on a dental plan, but we thought, hey, why not add more features? Why not provide more value for that client with just not offering dental, right? We did it on the other plan, adding hearing. On this plan, we wanted to add something else, and we did LASIK. We also added teeth whitening, which is under the major category. So we'll cover teeth whitening day 1 at 20% and 50% in year 2. LASIK is covered at $125 years 1 and 2 per eye, $250 in year 3 plus. this plan, as PrimeStar Total was probably geared more towards the over 65 crowd, this plan might be more geared towards the under 65, or, maybe that 18 to, say 50. Because again, we have LASIK, we have teeth whitening, we have a little bit lower maximum benefit with this plan. But again, if you have a client, an 85-year-old client who wants this plan, that's perfectly okay. But as you can tell, we've kind of geared it more towards that younger population. But again, both plans, PrimeStar Total and PrimeStar Access, are 18 and older. PrimeStar Value. This is the third product that we launched. Again, we have a true product portfolio here at Ameritas now. We've always kind of only had one product previously, but we want to cover all avenues, whether you are in that over 65 or under 65, or you have a client who says, I'm just really looking for preventative services or a little bit of basic services. Well, that's why we wanted to launch a PrimeStar Value plan. This plan is in that $20 range. Maximum benefit for this plan is $750. Preventive Plus is included on this plan as well. So again, preventative services do not go towards the max. Deductible, $0 for preventative, $50 for basic and major. You'll see it on here. Preventative services are covered at 90% day one, jumps up to 100% in year two. Basic is covered at 50% day one, 80% in year two, and then major is covered at 15% in year two. This plan is for two populations, right? If someone's in between jobs, or if someone says, I don't need all the major services. I'm just really looking for preventative, maybe some cleaning, stuff like that, bite wing x-rays. Those kind of things might be good for this PrimeStar Value plan. This has been a very popular plan since we launched it July 28th. With regards to all three of these plans, I'll be honest with you, they're almost evenly split. Value's about 20% of our current book of business since July 28th. And then the PrimeStar Access and PrimeStar Total are about split in half, 40% and 40%. So just gives you a good idea of what other agents out there are selling currently. So switching gears, again, one of the things that I said makes us stand out from everyone else even more is our network. It is the Ameritas network, and especially on the dental side, I think a lot of the times, we get honed in so much about talking about the product itself that network kind of takes a back seat, and that should not be the case. Network should be talked about on every conversation. Network can save that client so much additional money by going into the Ameritas network. There's rate stability, of course, with how large our network is. We haven't had rate increases ever, or in the past, I'm not going to say ever, in the past 5 years, we haven't had a rate increase. So that rate stability really helps having that big of a network as well. Network persistency here at Ameritas, our network persistency is about 98%. So if you do get that question of, okay, well, my dentist is in network right now, what's going to happen next year? 98% chance they're going to continue to stay in our network. So once someone does join the Ameritas network, very good chance they're going to stay there. Contracted fees, negotiated rates. Right now, our contracted fees are anywhere from 25 to 50%. Our average is about 30% on negotiated rates. So without even talking about the product itself, next day effective dates, no waiting periods, just by going into the Ameritas network, you're going to be saving that client an average of 30% on that dental care. There's no balance billing being in network, right? So you don't get balance billed. That client doesn't get balance billed if they go to an in-network provider. They could, if they go to an out-of-network provider, they could get balance billed. There's no claims forms, meaning all of our in-network providers submit the claims forms electronically to us. So the client never has to touch a claim form as well. Really, to be honest with you, it's all about the great customer experience. We want to make sure that the rate stability, the contracted fees are the best in the industry. And with regards to no balance billing, no claims forms, overall, it's a great experience for that consumer. We always want that member flexibility, meaning they can go in or out of network. That's up to them. But we really want to stress the fact that there's a lot more savings when you do go in network. So our network, we are committed to growth. I like to say we're committed to strategic growth, meaning, we could probably go out there and get every dentist nationwide. But we want to partner with those providers like we do with our products. We want to provide as much value as possible. Partnering with a provider who gives a 5% negotiated rate, well, that doesn't really help the client, and that also drops our average negotiated rate. So we want to partner with those providers who give the best negotiated rates. Just in the past year, we've grown about 70,000 access points. We're currently hovering around that 585,000 access points nationwide. And then we have more than 130,000 unique providers. Access point is the actual brick and mortar location a client can seek dental services. And inside of those access points are the dentists, the unique providers. Last time I was reading there's about 185 dentists nationwide. So that gives you a really good idea how large our network is nationwide. And again, we continue to grow. We're committed to grow. We have a team of called about 75 who travel the nation looking for providers, partner with providers. But at the same time, we want to make sure that those providers are giving great negotiated rate, adding value to the client. So here's a piece that I was talking to of how the dental product works, how Ameritas, again, stands out from everyone else. Creating that economic value is huge, especially in that senior market. A senior, probably when they retire, they don't say, okay, I need to set aside X amount of dollars for dental and vision. That might be one of their last things on their checklist of, they got car payments, they got house payments, they got a lot of things that they have to worry about when they do retire or when they turn 65, whatever it is. Going into Medicare, there's a lot of things that have to happen. We just want to make sure that they have the best savings possible, so they don't really have to worry about that on the dental and vision side. So here at Ameritas, like I mentioned before, we have that member flexibility, but being in network is a huge, huge, huge savings. So you can actually, I'll show you a website here just a little bit where you can go in and see, what an average cost might be for a crown or denture, fillings, simple extractions, cleanings, all that kind of stuff. You can look all that up. But with regards to, I think I typed in Minnesota zip code for this one. If they were to go to an out-of-network dentist, you're normally going to pay, and this is probably nationwide, anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 for a crown. In this specific zip code, it was almost $1,400. If they have no insurance at all, they're going to be spending about $1,400 for a crown. Now, by just going into the Ameritas network, because again, we're averaging about 31% with regards to negotiated rate, you can already knock that off of that entire price. So when you are talking to a client who says, I need to get some crown work done, but I can't afford the $1,400. This is where this plays a huge factor in talking about dental vision, adding that value to your client's life. So 31%, you're saving that client already about $600 by just going to the Ameritas network. Then you take that 803, multiply it by 20%, because day one coverage on a major is 20% that will cover. That drops it down to 642. So day one, if you're talking to your client today, tomorrow they go in to get a crown, you're going to be saving that client more than half. That, back to my first why dental and vision, why should dental and vision be in your product portfolio? This is a great example. They're going to be talking about that. Your clients are going to be the ones in Costco at the table bragging about Mr. and Mrs. Agent saved me X amount of dollars through Ameritas Dental. You're going to be in that conversation. That's a huge, huge savings. And again, it doesn't matter if they went in a month ago and the doctor said, yeah, you need a crown. They can still get a crown. We wouldn't deny that claim. So again, remember, if they need show them something like this. We have all this. I'll show you the marketing site here in just a little bit. We have great marketing stuff that they can show, that you can show. Now let's look in year 2, 803, because it's a network. They're in network. 803 multiplied by 50%, right? Because in year 2, it jumps up to 50% for major. We're seeing that client even more. So whichever way you look at it, whether it's tomorrow or 12 months down the road, they are going to be talking about, wow, Mr. and Mrs. Agent saved me tons of money. Thank goodness they were here talking about dental and vision. And then also you'll see in blue and gray what it's like for a filling and then preventative services as well. So John already talked about this, so I'm not going to talk too much about Medicare and cross-selling with Medicare. I know AEP is right around the corner. Everyone's getting ready for it. He's brought up the scope of appointment form, Medicare New Guidebook. I think it has changed to page 49, to be honest with you, with regards to what's not covered. So take a look at that. Show your client what's not covered. And again, if it is Medicare Advantage, we don't coordinate benefits. So that's a great benefit as well. Switching gears from dental to vision. Vision, especially in the over 65 market, is just as important as dental. There's so many different things that I hear about with agents who say, maybe their attachment ratio is not as good as others. And most of the time it's, I just forget to bring up vision. I just talk about dental. We get so honed in on savings and network and all that kind of stuff that vision just kind of falls by the wayside. With agents who have the best attachment ratio, their answer is, I just bring it up every time. I talk about dental and vision. I make sure to touch on both of them. So same thing here, especially in that retiree marketplace. There's increased risk, falls, fractures, depression. Identifying medications is difficult. Bathing, dressing, all that kind of stuff plays a huge part in vision. So we do have two plans. Something different we do have here at Ameritas is we're the only carrier that has both IMED and VSP. So at that point of enrollment, same thing with member flexibility on the dental side, meaning they go in or out of network. With PrimeStar Vision, at that point of enrollment, they're going to choose IMED or VSP. So that gives them the capability of saying, well, I've had IMED for a very long time and I just haven't liked it, or I've had IMED for a long time, I love it, let's continue to have IMED, and same thing for VSP. So PrimeStar Select Vision, which is our IMED plan, you're looking at like lens crafters, Pearl Vision, Target Optical, and with regards to, I want to go back real quick. With regards to vision, there's really three key questions I always talk to agents about. Number one is, where are they used to going? That was that first question I went over. If they like IMED, great. They're probably going to continue to go there. Number two is, what's their budget? IMED's just over $10, VSP's just over $16. But then also, what's the benefit frequencies? Do they need eyeglass lenses and frames once per year, or do they need it once every 2 years? So those three questions really are what boils down to what the client needs when it comes to vision insurance. So again, IMEDs are cheaper of the two plans. Eye exam, $25. Frame and contact allowance is $130. Again, just over $10 with regards to IMED plan. Benefit frequencies, of course, once per year for an exam, and once every 2 years for eyeglass lenses, contacts, or frames. Switching gears to VSP, Target or Costco, Walmart, Sam's Club. I think VSP added Walmart, I'm going to say 2 years ago, maybe now. So great name recognition with VSP on Walmart and Sam's Club, and especially Costco as well. VSP is the more expensive of the two plans, just over $16 for the VSP plan. Eye exam, because it's more expensive premium, eye exam is going to be a little bit lower. Frame of contact allowance is going to be higher at $150. And then also that benefit frequency is going to be once per year for everything. So $16.34 for premium. Then if you're in Florida, Minnesota, Mississippi, you'll see those as well. Again, boils down to those three questions: where they used to go in, benefit frequencies, and what's their budget. But they do have that member flexibility at that point of enrollment. Are they going to choose IMED or VSP? So making it easy to work for enrollment, not only enrollment, but we want to give that member value, just not in the product, but Ameritas in general. So there's a lot of things that we do provide when it comes to member tools. One is Find a Provider. That's both a member tool and an agent tool. So it's a member tool. If they want to switch dentists and they have our plan, they can go on there and see who's in our network. They can search 5, 10, 15, 100-mile radius to see who's in our network. But that's also for you as well, because if you are talking to a client who says, I just want to go into the Ameritas network, well, then you can help them find a provider nearby. We also have a dental cost estimator. This is that website that I was talking about before, where you can go to and see what the average cost is for a crown, dentures, whatever the dental need is in a specific zip code. You can go to that dental cost estimator for both in and out of network. We also have a dental health report card that just shows the client how well they're doing when it comes to cleaning their teeth or exams, all that kind of stuff. We also have a prescription savings card, eyewear savings card, and we also have worldwide assistance. If they are in, wherever, Europe, Mexico, and they need help booking an appointment, if it's an emergency, they can call Ameritas and we'll help out with that. Agent tools. So switching gears from member tools to agent tools, this website is so beneficial. It has the same marketing flyer that I just went over with regards to creating that economic value, showing you, how much savings by going in network, day one benefits, year two benefits. This is where you can find those flyers. You can just go to explore.ameritas.com/agent marketing. It'll take you there. Again, it's explore.ameritas.com/agent marketing. Take you directly to this page. And there's great social media posts, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. Super nice. Our marketing team did a great job of making those. We also have the flyers like I talked about before. We have our brochures on this site. There's client-facing material. There's why Ameritas. There's network material in there as well, product information, all sorts of stuff on this website. So other than your hyperlink, once you do get contracted with us, this website right here is going to be your second best one for Ameritas. Again, hyperlink, the one that you enroll on. This agent tool is where you can go and find all that material. So as I mentioned before, once you do get contracted with us, we're going to send you a personalized, I'm going to call it a shopping URL. This is uniquely tied to you. It looks exactly like our website. So again, make sure it's your hyperlink. I have agents sometimes accidentally just go to our website and enroll a client. We don't know who or what agent enrolled there if they just go on our normal website. That's why we have the unique hyperlink that's tied to your agent number, tied to you. Up in the right-hand corner, there's an agent icon. Click on that. Make sure it's your information on there. And that's how you enroll, and that's how you write business. So again, just very, very easy. I actually had an agent call me the other day who's a PNC agent, and they didn't really write a lot of dental and vision, but they had about 5,000 clients. Sent that off to their book of business and said, hey, got a great new dental and vision product. Here's the hyperlink. You can enroll yourself or give me a call if you need help enrolling. And he had about 150 enroll in about 48 hours. So there's a lot of things that you can do with a hyperlink. You can put it on your LinkedIn. You can put it on your Facebook. It looks really good once you do copy your link onto that social media post. You can send it out to your clients. You can put it as a thumbnail on your email address, whatever it is. There's a lot of different ways that you can use that personalized hyperlink because it is really your own URL is what it comes down to. So really, really easy to enroll a client. And it's not a face-to-face sale, right? They can enroll themselves. We made it simple enough. There's no e-signature. They don't have to have an email address. All that kind of stuff is very, very easy. Quoting is simple as well. We're zip code rated, so we're not age rated, which is great, especially in the over 65. Rates aren't going to increase when a client gets older. We're zip code rated. So if someone's 18 and someone is 100 years old and they're in the same zip code, they're going to have the same rate. So we are zip code rated. We have 7 area factors. So once you or the client types in their zip code, what's going to pop up first is, do you need dental coverage? Yes. Do you need vision coverage? Yes or no? Both are standalone plans. So if a client says, I don't need dental for whatever reason, they can have vision, or vice versa. They don't need to have vision. They can just have dental. So both are standalone plans. Next thing that'll pop up is how many need coverage. 1, 2, 3, and I think it goes all the way up to like 10 when it comes to the dependents. What members, or you'll see if you are helping the client enroll, you'll see all the products pop up. Unfortunately, I still have the PrimeStar Protect plans on here, but they look the exact same. What's going to happen is the 3 plans are going to pop up with whatever state you are in. Again, if it's a state specific, the state specific ones will pop up as well. But the 3 will pop up, and then they'll just select plan. And then also there's a view plan details, and it really just goes over exactly what I just went over with day one benefits, increasing maximums, all that kind of stuff is on that plan details. So it's a great resource as well that you don't have to pull out a flyer and show them. You can just show them view plan details, and all that information's right there. You can also, another great resource you can do is you can make a quote form, send them the quote, and it'll already be on your hyperlink, so they can just enroll off that quote that you send them as well. Here's the find a provider search. This is what I was mentioning, both member tool and agent tool. This plays a huge part if an agent needs your help on finding an Ameritas network provider nearby. You can type in zip code, county, state, whatever it is. Look at 510. I think it goes all the way to like 150-mile radius to see who's nearby. It's very difficult not to find someone like, depending on where they're at, unless they're in, rural North Oklahoma City, it might be, 20 minutes to get to a dentist. But other than that, they're everywhere. We have the largest network in the industry, so it's very, very easy to find an in-network provider. This tool right here, super helpful when they are looking for in-network providers. And even if they're wanting to change, they can go there as well and find what providers are nearby. What's going to populate once they do type in, or you type in a zip code, county, or state, is all the in-network providers. We do put some of the providers in green. We put them in green because we want to say thank you to those providers for giving an above average negotiated rate, is what it boils down to. We want to say thank you. We want to say thank you for going above and beyond with regards to your negotiated rates. All the names that pop up are in network. I get the question often is, okay, so only the ones in green are in network? No. All of the members that pop up, all the providers that pop up are in network. So just remember that as well. We're anywhere from 25 to 50% on negotiated rates. Our average is 30%. So on here, Robert Kiefer, again, can be anywhere from 25 to 50%. But Sammy, the one in green, probably has like a 40 or 45% negotiated rate. Once you do, and maybe you're enrolling the client or the client's enrolling themselves, you're going to get a confirmation email once someone does enroll. Do check your spam. Sometimes for some reason it does go into spam folder, but you are always going to get a confirmation email when someone enrolls through your hyperlink. This plays a great part if you are like that PNC agent who sends it off to 5,000 of your clients and say, hey, enroll here. If you have questions, give me a shout. I'll help you through it. But you're going to get notified when someone does. You'll kind of see how good that email blast did work out for you. And as John mentioned, with dental and vision, you have that opportunity to sell throughout the year, whether it's, attaching dental and vision onto life insurance, PNC, whatever it might be. There's never a conversation that you can't bring up dental and vision. It's just a question, do you need dental and vision? We have 3 plans now that really cover all bases. We have teeth whitening, we have LASIK, we have hearing benefits, increasing maximum. Preventative services don't go towards the maximum benefit. We have a value plan that's in that $20, $22 range. So there's a lot of avenues that you can go down with that client who's looking for dental and vision. And again, as John mentioned, a lot of the clients just think it's too expensive. It's not. And the benefits with dental and vision policies are huge, super beneficial. Referrals, leads, we already talked about that. Remaining relevant, be that one-stop shop. Make sure you're offering, as many products as you can in a reasonable time frame. It's as quick as, do you need dental and vision? Again, our top performers, that's all they're doing. They're asking. There's no sales track that's secretive of agents who are doing really well in dental and vision. It's just they're bringing it up. They're talking about it. Persistency, John and I both touched on it. The more products you have with that client, the better persistency you're going to have. And again, our goal here is to create as much economic value as possible for the client, but also give you the tools to be successful. You've seen it on the marketing website, that explore.ameritas.com/agent marketing. You have so many resources on there. You see it on our hyperlink. I don't think enrollment can get any easier than our enrollment process. And that's very, very truthful. I'll put it up against anything out there when it comes to enrolling, even when you're purchasing something online from Nordstrom or something. I think our enrollment process is easier than, buying something off that website. So our process is very, very seamless, and we want to give you those tools. Again, we want you to be successful, and I think those tools really, really give you the ability to be successful. And again, we want to add to your reputation. John, if there are any questions, I put Premier Marketing to get it pointed on here, but if there are any questions, I'd be happy to go over them. I know you have a couple more slides that you like to go over, but I'll answer any questions.
Actually, I think at this point in time, there's not a question in there that you didn't
Oh,
cover, Taylor. So dead on today. Appreciate it. If you don't mind, talk about how we do get appointed for this, and then we'll just close up the presentation.
perfect. Yeah, reach out to Premier. Our enrollment, or our appointment process. If my contracting team was on here, they'd be telling me to be quiet. It's usually under 48 hours, to be honest with you. They like to say it's under 5 days, but I like to say it's under 48 hours because that's normally what we see. So very, very quick. And again, just wait until you do get that hyperlink. That's how you're going to quote. That's how you're going to enroll. If you do want to just check out our website, again, just for checkout purposes, don't enroll anyone, don't send anyone a quote, but you go to myplan.ameritas.com. That'll take you directly to the main enrollment site. Again, do not use it as your own, but if you are new to Ameritas or you're thinking about getting appointed, that just shows you, what your hyperlink is going to look like. It looks exactly like that website. And also you can go to find a provider as well on there, or you can go to dentalnetwork.ameritas.com and you can look at that, find a provider as well, just to really look at all the, maybe if there's a few zip codes that you focus on, you can see and type in those zip codes to see how large our network is in those specific zip codes. So yeah, reach out to Premier, get the contracting paperwork, and then you're off to the races in about 48 hours. So you'll receive that welcome email very soon after.
Awesome. That's what we need. I'm going to close up with just a few statements, if we don't mind. Thank you, folks, for hanging in with us. When we look at some of the different pieces that come into play, why do this with Premier? Well, we can help you contract electronically, as Taylor has mentioned here as well. This program where you can create an agent profile, store your errors and admissions coverage, all the different pieces that come into play here. It really helps you organize your business and contract with carriers. We do offer discounted errors and admissions coverage for a qualified agent. What makes you qualified? You got to contract with us. But it's a program that you own. So it's not like being added to a blanket policy for just one program. This covers you for that requirement that just about every insurance carrier requires of you of having errors and admissions, and it is yours even for some variable products. So a nice protection package for you there. We do offer discounted continuing education for your licensing too through our affiliation with WebCE, and you have an opportunity to add to your own benefit package and be paid a commission on it through modified guarantee issue disability insurance coverage for yourself. A great way to add to your own package of benefits as an independent agent. Much as where today's presentation is being recorded, past presentations have been recorded as well. And as I mentioned, they are available on our website at premiersmi.com at the link. And it covers not only product, but different marketing programs and how you can incorporate the cross-selling aspect into the different portfolio of products that you offer. Taylor mentioned the more products in the household, the better your persistency, your retention. Simple add-on products like this, boy, send out an email and you get that many applications within 48 hours. It's a great way to not only cover the need, but know how to do it through some of these different training programs that we have there for you. We do offer to our contracted agents complimentary access to Medicare Center. With AEP coming up, it's a huge difference. Single sign-on for 3 different quoting engines, powered by Connecture, Sunfire, and CSG. You've got a CRM in there, reference material throughout it, the ability to collect the scope. Obviously, that's one of the things you might consider with dental vision coverage. Doesn't require certification. Contracting is really quickly. Doesn't require that scope. Many times, because you are covering dental coverage, it gives you the opportunity to speak to other things. This program then can help you make certain that you stay compliant by collecting that scope and storing it for that 10-year period. It's also important to note that the CSG program particularly can help you quote other programs as well. And that includes some of the electronic tools that are available to us through Ameritas, and making certain that we deliver on these packages virtually. And a great way to do it with some of those tools that are there. There are programs that are offered periodically by carriers for additional incentives and trips and things of that nature. We have them stored for you on our website in a single place. We want to make certain that you receive all the compensation to which you are entitled. And the great way of starting that out is, what am I entitled to? Gives you that information. We do help with contact lists that are created for you, butted up against do not call, particularly important with dental coverage because you can cold call for it. And if you target that 63 or 64-year-old population, it's a great way to cultivate a T65 for your Medicare population, but also make them aware of the fact that a premium for 63 and 64-year-old less than a 65-year-old, it's your discount for enrolling at this time. Programs such as this can also be made a topic for community-based programs. You can discuss them through retail marketing. Obviously, it's on the scope. But when you speak to faith-based organizations or working with provider marketing with faith-based, you can actually use this as a topic for seminars or webinar selling. And when we speak of provider marketing, a lot of people think doctors right away. Yeah, but dentists. A lot of folks are accessing more people as true prospects by working with dentists and offering programs such as Ameritas in order to help make certain that the costs are covered. There are carriers throughout, particularly AEP, the different MA carriers, that will help agents that they've worked with for leads, and that can carry over throughout the year because 60% of the business is written outside of AEP, but that's available to you as well. We use our influence with the different carriers to help set that up for you. And we do offer internet leads and direct mail support, where direct mail is a discount program based on production. You can qualify two ways. And selling Ameritas applications help with that requirement for the lead co-op for health programs. So it really discounts the cost of those the mailers. It helps you do that consistently because it's like an exercise program. You do it once or twice, you feel some pain. You may not see a whole lot of result. You do it consistently, it's going to help you. And it can really help you because we work with preferred lead vendors where we vet those letters that are going out. The dental outreach really has a pretty good response. And there's a couple of different ways that we can work with you then with the carriers or the vendors that we have to help reach out to people that are in need of the coverage. We do also offer returns on mail programs where you're not directing the entire campaign. It's a little easier on the budget to start. The leads are not quite as fresh, obviously, since you can do the mail yourself, you get daily notifications of it. This you're purchasing leads that have come back, but they are not touched. They're fresh. And so you have an opportunity to add to your funnel this way as well. The internet lead programs are Facebook programs for final expense and Medicare. It gives a really quick return on it. The cost on them are very similar to some of the mail programs, a great way for you to get some immediate people to talk to. And Taylor mentioned the different referral programs. We've got a pretty cool program recorded for you that you can use to remind yourself of how you ask for referrals. Sometimes it's just simple. The old Columbo clothes as you're walking out. By the way, who else do you know that might need dental coverage? Really simple, but there are some different things that it's not brain surgery, but it helps you remind you on how you can multiply any lead that you have. We talk about this across the board because we want your business. We feel that operating in a holistic manner, I used to hate that word, but hey, we use it anyway. You're looking at the entire package that your client and prospect needs. We can grow retention and persistency. We can also obviously drive additional revenue. And this is a way to do that in a very simple way that doesn't require certification, isn't as regulated as some of the Medicare programs that we visit with, but a great way to grow your book of business. And it's a great tool for you to add to your personal marketing plan. It's another avenue to get in front of people throughout the year. Everybody's beating somebody up on, hey, you want a Medicare supplement quote? Well, here you go. Hey, do you have dental coverage? We got a great program in your area. It's very inexpensive. Can I get you additional information? Doing so electronically as well, boy, you're maximizing your time and your potential. And it's all a question of, are you adding it in? are you folding it into your program? So all that said and done, checking for additional questions, we're still good. You can reach us at 1-800-365-8208. If you're working with a marketer, they're going to give you detail on Ameritas and how it can work for you. It's also an opportunity for us, if you haven't worked with us in the past, to get you with a subject matter expert to help you with these programs. You get additional detail on our website as well. You will be receiving communications from us about this to make certain that we deliver on the information you need to make this an effective part of your program. So all said and done, we're right at the top of the hour. I want to thank you at this time for investing your most valuable resource with us, and that's you and your time. For those of you who have done business with Premier in the past, we thank you for that business. For those of you that are about to, hey, we thank you for that as well. And so until we're able to visit with you again, Taylor, I thank you for your help. Folks, we look forward to visiting with you as to how you can make dental coverage, dental vision coverage through Ameritas an effective part of your agency's operation. Until we do so, we wish you good selling. Thanks so very much. We'll talk to you soon.